Hey everyone, it's Jack here, TalkNorwichCity. Welcome back to another video. Apologies for the radio silence here on TNC over the last few weeks. I had a week in Croatia, that was planned. I had a lovely time, hopefully caught a bit of sun. And then UK traffic control sent everything into chaos. I was left stranded in Croatia with no flights back. So I departed on an epic train journey through Europe, which took 4 days. But I'm home and I'm looking forward to the rest of this season. So let's try and figure out what happened on deadline day and let's see where Norwich City are at then. I'm filming this on Saturday morning. Norwich City travel to Rotherham this afternoon. So hopefully for those of you there, we win. I'm really looking forward to it. I think Norwich are in a good place. Maybe spoiling this video, but I think we're in a really good place at the moment. Lots of change on deadline day and, you know, quite exciting actually that stuff happened on deadline day because often Norwich City are done. Nothing really happens, no ins and outs. It was very different this time around. I think before we get into the ins and outs, we have to start with Josh Sargent because this effectively threw everything up in the air for Norwich. Now, Sargent is out for months. I suspect we probably won't see him now until November, December time, which is just devastating because his form was superb. You know, he's finally got his big break in the team, in the position he wanted to be now that Timu's moved on. And he looked fantastic. He looked like he fitted the David Wagner system really, really well. And Wagner was obviously really happy with him. He was linking up really nicely with Barnes. He was getting on the end of crosses from Stacey and Yanulis, and you just went, oh my goodness, like this is the Josh Sargent that we wanted and that we paid really good money for. Scores against Huddersfield and scores and then, you know, does ankle ligament damage, which is just so unlucky. And you just go, oh my God, just as we were kind of really picking up some momentum, we get kicked in the teeth like that. So Norwich had to act really fast. We had to bring in another striker. At the moment, we've got Adam Eder and Ashley Barnes. You would have felt fairly comfortable with those two plus Sargent. You can't be going until at least January with just two strikers, one of those being a more senior player and one being Adam Eder, who still isn't fully proven. So we dipped into the market. We've gone with Ui-jo-Hwang, who I think I've pronounced that right, hopefully. Hwang, some people might know him from Nottingham Forest. He kind of made a name for himself over in France at Bordeaux. I'm excited about this signing actually. Comes in on a loan deal from Forest. Had his pre-season there, scored a goal. I've spoken to a few people who are really into their J-League football, said he was excellent out there. Spoken to a few guys that really like their Ligue 1 football, said he was fantastic over at Bordeaux. He's kind of averaged like a goal every 3 games across his career, including for South Korea with his international career. So that's a pretty decent record. Looks like he enjoys pressing, he's physical. He's 31 years old, so sort of more on the older spectrum in terms of footballers. But in terms of a replacement that we could find that suited our budget and needed someone quickly, I don't think we've gone too far wrong here. And I think Norwich were in a real predicament because they don't want to, splash out cash because realistically Sargent will be back in the next couple of months. But we needed a filler and we needed a good filler and someone that fitted the system. So it makes it incredibly difficult. And I think with Hwang, we've actually got a fairly decent player there. So happy with that. Now let's talk about centre-backs because we've seen Andrew Omobamide leave. He, last minute moved to Nottingham Forest, who once again went absolutely balmy in the transfer window. I think they made 7 deadline day signings, which is ridiculous. So Omobamide's gone to Forest. I think most of us probably expected him to leave. Although when I saw him kind of playing Carabao Cup football and was coming on off the bench, I was starting to think maybe he's not leaving. And obviously, Norwich probably expected going into deadline day that they might have kept hold of him. So he's gone to Forest. The fee I'm not so sure about at the moment. Sky were reporting, I think, £11 million with add-ons. The more local press were reporting £20 million. It was a big difference there. I suspect it's 11 million quid plus a few million quid in add-ons. Let's call it 15 million quid. Let's meet in the middle. I think with Big Andy, I really rated him. I think in terms of comparables. I think much like Ben Godfrey, and I actually thought he was a better defender than Ben Godfrey. Very physical, physically just superb. Sometimes lacked kind of positional awareness and was let down from time to time. But I thought on the whole was a remarkable player at his age. We brought him in as a 16-year-old from Ireland, from Leixlip. And, within 5 years, he's captained the club. He's been part of a championship winning team. He's played in the Premier League. He's been capped for his international side. Like, his progress in the last 3 years really has been absolutely remarkable. And to get that kind of money for him is a good thing. Would I have liked him to stay? Yes, of course, because we're already light on centre-backs. And I think Big Andy was a really superb player. I was surprised, I think, that he wasn't maybe Wagner's first choice this season. He's obviously gone for the more experienced route. Was he not first choice, or were we just trying to prevent him from getting injured? You can make your mind up on that. But if you're looking at it on raw kind of data, to get 20 million, let's say 15 million quid for a third choice championship centre-back is remarkable. I think Big Andy's going to go on and have a really good Premier League career, smash it at international level. But the situation that Norwich City are in at the moment, we just couldn't keep him if bids like that were coming in. So Big Andy leaves, which means we now need to sign another centre-back, and Danny Bart comes in. Now, I mean, in terms of seasoned English centre-backs, in terms of playing in the English pyramid, like, it's difficult to find one more experienced than Danny Bart. Has made, I think, like 450 appearances in his career, has tasted promotion at Wolves and at Sunderland, was Sunderland's player of the season last year, played basically every game for them. So, a seasoned pro with recent taste of promotion, knows what it takes to win, and clearly still very hungry, because could have quite easily stayed at Sunderland. We've picked him up on a free transfer, 32 years old. I like the look of this, like, kind of fits the model of centre-back we're going with at the moment. It still scares me slightly how light we are in the centre-back department. Equally, if you're going out in the transfer market and going, come to Norwich, you can be fourth choice, no one of any real quality is going to leap at that opportunity. So that's the bit that scares me slightly. You've got three kind of more experienced centre-backs now at Norwich City with no real youth. And you're going into a really demanding championship campaign. Now, if we can just get to January, kind of injury-free, that's a good thing. I don't mind the look of Gibson and Duffy at the moment. I think they've actually been fairly good. Danny Bart will be, I'm sure, in Wagner's mind going forwards. But that's not too bad. Norwich have made money from a centre-back that wasn't playing this season and brought in a fairly experienced centre-back. You look at the Sunderland fans, their response to him leaving, they were gutted, and that's always a good thing. The other one is Daniel Ogwuru, I want to say. He comes in as an 18-year-old forward from Manchester City, the academy. He'll join the academy setup at Norwich City. He started his career at Bolton. Manchester City signed him as a 14-year-old, clearly saw something in him. He'll join the academy. He came in on a free. Maybe one for the future, so keep an eye on him. So it was a busy deadline day for Norwich City. Let me know what you think. Hwang joins kind of as a replacement short-term on loan for Josh Sargent. Danny Bart comes in as a replacement for Big Andy. Big Andy leaves Norwich City for big money. How are you feeling? Norwich City have started the season really well. We're second in the league. We're scoring goals. We haven't lost yet. We head up to Rotherham today. Still optimistic, or feeling slightly less optimistic after deadline day? Would love to hear your thoughts down in the comments section below. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you all again very soon. Bye-bye.